Easy podcast,
Hi.
starting the morning with our great friend Nora. Nora is going to be here to jam about sustainable clothing, fashion, maybe some reggae, maybe kids, maybe relationships. We don't know. But let's start the morning and say good morning, Nora.
Hi, good morning to
Welcome to
you.
Easy Studios.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
First time jamming on a podcast, right?
Yes, first time. So I'm a little bit nervous, but
Exciting. Nervousness doesn't go through camera. You can play alone and you can have fun.
yes. So that's what we're gonna do.
Right. And we are always here to try to create content that is interesting to other people, educational as much as we can, and just explore a little bit of other people's life. Seems to be interesting.
Nice. Yes.
So maybe you can tell us a little bit about it. You were born in the Netherlands, right?
I was born in the Netherlands, Nijmegen, but I moved here when I was 5 and lived here. And I lived here till I think 20 years, and then I moved to Holland.
Wow.
And yes, I stayed there like 13 years. And then I came back here, and then I went to Germany, and now I'm back here again.
Wow. But you know Aruba.
Huh?
You know Aruba.
I know Aruba, yes,
Okay.
yes. Most of my teenage years, or my childhood and teenage years, was spent here.
Wow.
And it was in Holland that I started with sustainable fashion, because I really want to talk about that.
Yeah. That's actually a very interesting subject because
Yes.
everybody's talking about sustainability right now. Everybody's talking about going green,
Yes.
and I know clothes can be expensive. They can be designed by people in China, and we're thinking that it's probably designed by somebody else. And you know what? Most of the most important thing for me, at least, or what I'm looking at, is the material of those clothes.
Yeah, that's
Is it
very
even
important.
good for us?
Yes, that's important because nowadays we have so much synthetic clothing with a lot of what we call microplastic in it. And it's not good for the skin. It's not good for the environment. So the best thing is to keep it natural as much as possible. But which here in Aruba, I find a challenge to find clothing that are like cotton or linen. There's not a lot available.
Whoa.
Yes. So the synthetic of the clothing, the plastic that is in it, and the impact that it has not only on our health, our skin, our body takes it, but also on the environment. It's important if you can to find natural fabrics instead of synthetics would be better.
Right.
So I started in Holland. Initially, I started as a business, like, you can make money in the secondhand industry. So I started like this, and I started selling on eBay. And this is when I started to learn the impact on the environment that fashion has. I wasn't aware of that before.
Right.
And then, go green with your fashion. And how do you do that? There are different ways. You can buy clothing from sustainable fashion brands that their whole process is done with consideration for the planet and the environment, and also consideration for the people that make your clothes.
Wow.
But back in the day, it was like 2010. There wasn't so much available like now. And it was super expensive, and it was boring. Everything was beige and black and gray, and I'm a colorful person.
Exactly.
So I'm like, no. And then other alternatives were the secondhand clothing and the vintage. So then I realized, okay, I can do this for profit, yes, but it's also a way to bring awareness from, hey, you don't have to buy all your clothing from H&M and Mango.
Right.
You can also go to a thrift shop and find nice stuff, and you're doing something good for the environment. So this is how the journey started for me. And then this was then the environmental side. And then there was the ethical side that came later.
The ethical
Side.
Wow.
So the treatment of people, the people that really sit and sew the clothing. A lot of us don't know about this either.
100%.
Who these people are, under what conditions are they working?
Sweatshop condition.
Yes. And so in 2013, I believe there was a huge
Trend?
No, not a trend. An accident.
Okay.
In Bangladesh, where a building where mostly women and girls that make our clothing, this building collapsed, and it was preventable. Like about 1,500 people died that day
Wow.
for something that was preventable, because it was known the day before already that there were huge cracks in the building. Down there were stores. These stores did not come back, but the garment workers, we call them garment workers, they were forced to come back. They said, if you don't come, you lose your job.
Yeah.
And the thing is, these people are most of the time the sole providers of their families. So a lot of them didn't have an option just
Right.
to go.
Yeah, they had to.
Well, it took like maybe an hour of work that the building then collapsed.
Wow, they put themselves in harm's way.
Yes, under pressure. And this is the type of abuse that goes in the industry that a lot of us don't know about. And so that for me was an eye-opener. For a lot of people, the sustainable fashion movement really got life because of this. And also the response from the brands, they were like, we don't know them. They outsource a lot of their work.
Of course.
Yes,
Of
but
course.
these are huge brands. So
some
of them know.
It's not good for the stocks if there's problems like that. It's the same thing with oil spills and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been hearing about sweatshops for quite some time in the last 10, 15 years.
Even. I remember in the 90s already.
In the 90s. Not to take advantage and pay the equal amount of salaries, and the work condition.
Yes.
The work condition was horrible.
Horrible, yeah. There's a lot of abuse.
And I love the fact that people buy handbags for like $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, and they were actually made over there.
Yes, it's still a problem. You even have the sweatshops in Europe, in the US. We don't realize that. We always think sweatshop is something that is
third world countries.
Yes, but it happens also at
our
doorstep.
Oh,
yes, where you have like little places like this where Chinese people make, like you said, in Italy, that's a lot. It happens a lot. Where you have the luxury brands then, but.
All right, so tell us how Nora is going to change the world through fashion.
Yes.
What's your game plan?
My game plan, actually, I recently became ambassador for an organization called Remake. I really admire them. I was following them for years. They are also organizations that started as this accident happened to bring awareness to people. So I've been following, and they were very educational for me in my own forming of my sustainable fashion journey. And so I really want to, I became an ambassador in November, but then the political landscape changed a little bit. And that really had an impact on the sustainable fashion industry in the sense that because...
What's the role of an ambassador?
An ambassador will go into the community and bring awareness to the problems, the environmental impact and the ethical impact. So it's about bringing awareness and justice to the people and help people. When you
So educational.
Yes.
Is there anything about actual clothes swaps or?
Yes. This is things that you can
Guidance,
organize to make it fun, make clothing swaps.
There are thrift shops on the island.
Yes, I know. I'm so happy about that. That's my favorite store on the island.
Really?
Yes.
They're local. They're hidden.
Yes, I love it. That's my background. I used to thrift shop a lot in Holland, and this is how I did my business. Went to the thrift shop.
Oh, that's cool.
Bought the clothing there, and then resold them.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have to tell you something, because I've been to a thrift shop or two in my life, kind of wandered in. But one of the things that in my spiritual feel is that those clothes have like a past with somebody, like a soul. It's crazy.
That's true. That's true. But when you buy new, that's the thing also. Why we focus on the ethical. It already has that also, because the person that made it goes through a whole cycle.
Yeah,
before
but when you wear a shirt for 5 years and then you put it up a thrift shop to sell, and you see that the shirt was worn by somebody, feels like it had a body inside.
That's true. Well, that's also something maybe I can look into, because I work a lot with, clearing energy and chakras and stuff.
Yes.
So combine that with fashion,
That is crazy. Imagine in the fashion that you sell or resell, you sell shirts that have been cleared by crystals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, so that is, I don't want to disclose too much.
Don't disclose. Being an ambassador, you have to give a little bit and hold a lot.
Yes, hold a lot. Okay. So, but it's in that direction. So that's more or less a little bit my journey. But so when the landscape changed, I was disappointed,
Okay.
a little like, because I knew laws that organizations and consumers fought a lot hard to, introduce would be rolled back.
Right.
Then you had the tariffs and all of that, and that had a negative impact on the industry.
Yeah.
Not nor the fashion industry, yes, but specifically the sustainable fashion industry. So I was disheartened, and I was like, well, who cares? The world is in shambles. Who's going to care?
Yeah.
you know. But it's these organizations such as Remake, for example, that really inspired me, because they were like, hey, it's going to be a difficult time. It's going to be tough, but we have a mission, and our mission is, to bring a voice to the people that make our clothing, so we can also make, conscious, informed decisions or choices when we shop for our clothing. And I'm like, you know what?
You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Listen, the political landscape may change, but probably your passion didn't.
No.
So how do you carry the everyday right now? What is your main goals, personal goals maybe? What do you do on the everyday to do that?
Well, I'm going through some sort of spiritual awakening at the moment.
Yeah, like we
all
all
of
do.
us.
I
No,
love
that's
it.
nice.
Welcome
I
to
love
the
it.
club.
Yes, yes, very nice. Or I'm continuing a journey that was on pause for a couple of years, and it's been like,
Yeah.
I'm ascending. So right now, I'm really focusing on my own healing, clearing up blockages,
Yep.
changing beliefs that held me back in the past.
Yep.
Things that your mind tells you, oh, you can't do it, or like I was saying, like, who's gonna care?
Yep.
Shutting
a lot of
yeah.
shadow work.
Yes, shutting those voices up and thinking like, hey, this is my mission, and the message has been clear. Like, just follow step by step, and everything will reveal itself in time. And
Right.
like, I can say like, wow, this is what I learned a couple of months ago, and now it's happening basically with me sitting here and talking about.
Manifesting
Yes,
every day.
I love it.
I love it too. Yeah. I can really see what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So now the plan is really to continue with the refashion. It's a way for me also to. It's not just activism, but it's also a way for me to take care of my own mental health.
Yeah.
Because being creative, we all know, drawing, painting, singing, all of this really help. To feel good.
You have to bring your creativeness out. You have
Yes.
to keep yourself not bored, because that's the biggest sickness.
Exactly.
And you know what? If you follow your passion and you're guided by your soul mission, it's easier. It just reveals itself as you go along.
Yes.
So I love it. You're manifesting whatever you're imagining your best version should be.
Yes, exactly.
And you said something about music. Maybe you tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah.
We love music here in the studio.
Nice, me too. Music is healing, really.
Music is healing.
Good therapy. Well, yeah, a couple of years ago, no, 2 years ago, I think, I was asked to join a reggae band, and I jumped on it immediately.
Reggae band.
Yes,
Love it.
high culture. Whoop, whoop.
Okay, yeah. Bob Marley going. Yeah.
My teenage self was super excited about it, because as in my teenage years, I was very much interested in the Rastafari culture.
Yeah. Amazing culture.
Yes, I learned a lot about it. Of course, reggae music played a role since I was a kid. I mean, I remember Bob Marley being his music being a part of my childhood.
Yeah.
So he was like kind of the introduction. I always call him my spiritual master. He led me to the rest of the reggae artists.
Beautiful songs.
And yes, and
Deep
it was
meanings.
It was also a way for me to get in contact with my ancestors somehow, because I have the slave history part of me. My father comes from Curacao, and so we have that in our lineage. But I knew nothing about it. The information was scarce. From
Wow.
Where do I come from?
Yep.
Where did they come from Africa? I know nothing about that. And somehow reggae music or roots music, I don't know, it told a history.
Connected.
It wasn't my history necessarily, or maybe yes, I don't know. But so yeah, there was a connection there.
Love it.
And I was really
Singer,
inspired by that.
you know how to sing?
I know, yes, I know.
That's
to
good.
sing.
Man, everybody with a talent. If you have a talent, if you know how to sing, or if you know how to play
go
an
for
instrument,
Yeah, go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
buy a piano or try to pick up a guitar, but I have no coordination and I have no voice for that.
No, I am blessed, and I'm very thankful for that. That I can sing.
Do you
Yes.
perform? Do you guys perform somewhere?
Yes, yes.
Where?
The latest that we did was at the High Winds.
Okay.
That was very nice.
Oh, in the main event? In
Yes,
the
yeah, on Friday. We played
oh,
on a
that's
Friday, it
crazy.
was, yes. So I'm very thankful for that opportunity that we were able to do that. We have a next one coming up in O'Neill's in San Nicolas.
Okay.
It's going to be, it's on the Jamaican Independence Day. And so we're going to perform there.
Cool. Make sure you invite us.
Yes.
Do you perform with sustainable clothes? Do you go on stage
Yes.
with your own outfits?
Well, I didn't do my own outfits just yet, but yeah, I don't shop new.
Okay.
Mostly,
So that's just like it's not a state of mind. You're actually performing it every day. Yeah.
Yes.
You shop second. Wow.
All I wear is mostly secondhand.
But you're a skinny girl, and everybody here is like, how do you find clothes to fit?
Well, I do. There's extra small. There's extra small, and yes, you can modify.
Wow.
You can modify. Like I like to do. Like this is actually a man's t-shirt. Now I'm wearing one of my creations.
Okay.
This is a man's t-shirt, like XL, and then I made it into something for myself.
Oh, that's crazy!
I know,
it's
right?
like my daughter. You cut it, you sew it, you put it.
Oh my god, I love that.
I love that. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the reggae band. I'm really grateful for that. I mean, I wasn't actively looking to join a reggae band, but it was like a fulfillment of a teenage wish somehow. But also, it's now the more that I'm into it, the more I realize, hey, there's a stage for me there to bring positive messages to the people, and it's something that we really need right now.
Music heals, as you said. Music heals, and it's very important to have it in our life. It's all about frequency.
Yeah,
it's all about it's all about vibration.
Yeah,
and you know what? If you vibe right, everything's gonna work out.
Yes, exactly.
So that's amazing. And we want to come to a show. Reggae is one of our best music. When I came to the island, first 3 months, I was Bob Marley on a hammock, feeling the Caribbean style.
Yes, it's like really the rhythm of the Caribbean.
Can you write songs? Can you write your own?
That was a request from the band manager. Write your song.
Oh, really? Multi-talented.
Well, I don't know the techniques of writing a song, but I'm good at writing. It's part of, as you want to sell clothes. Yeah, you want to sell clothes, you got to tell a story also. So I have the experience with writing and writing blogs and stuff like that, and poetry. So this is my background, but how to translate that in a song, I'm learning.
Okay, that's great.
Yes.
So what's in your future? What do you think this 2025, we're already here 6 months in.
Yeah.
We have 6 months to the end of the year. Everybody's saying that this next few years is very crucial. It's going to be a lot of transformation around the world, maybe chaos, hopefully peace around. What is your game plan for the next 5 years? The island is changed.
Yes.
Do you think it's going to change more? To the good, to the better, to the worse?
I'm at the point in my life that I try not to look too much into the future.
Okay.
I am really focusing on staying in the now.
Amazing.
This is a new lesson. I mean, I've heard the concept of the now for years, and I never really, like, my logical brain could understand it, yes, but I couldn't feel it. And now I'm starting to feel it, what it means. And so I try not to look too much into it. And but it definitely, I do have goals, of course. So definitely continue with what I'm doing here.
Yep.
Incorporate spirituality into it if possible. Continue with the reggae band. They have ambitions of going international, and I'm full for it.
Amazing.
So yeah, this is more or less, I don't have a plan, but I have my visions.
She has her vision. You know what they say, long vision, small steps.
Exactly.
But do you see yourself as somebody like a brand creator? Are you going to be maybe working on a line of clothes? Maybe you have some vision to the future that you want to present something or do a show. We are always here to support. This is first thing. Second thing, we have a BCA club, which is Business Club Aruba.
Oh, cool.
We always talk to entrepreneurs and business owners about great success stories and failures. Mm-hmm. So we always like to hear if you have a vision to the future.
Yes.
But you know what? The now is important. To stay in the present.
Yes.
All the rest is nonsense.
Well, but I do see myself being more like an educator, not just here on the island, but outside of the island as well. how can we be self-sustainable also in fashion? I don't know a lot about the fashion history here on the island, but I know that back in the day we made our own stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
And they were durable.
Yeah.
And so to go back, that is also a goal from the whole movement itself, to go back to mending your own clothing, making your own stuff. So I see myself educating people in that. The young kids, older people.
Actually, now that you talked about it, I'm kind of wondering what would be a definitive mark on clothes if it's a Caribbean style, if it's Aruba style. Is there anything that you can add to a clothes or to your design or to your work on that sustainability in garment that has a unique Caribbean style touch or Aruba touch? I'm just curious. Maybe it's just wrong question, but
No, it's not a wrong question. There are no wrong
imagine
questions.
you sew it with a coconut.
Something, or I learned that there's not the aloe plant, but the other one. It looks like the aloe plant, agave, I believe it is.
Agave is one
That-
sort of cactus. Yeah.
Yes, that you can, or cactus.
Yeah.
You can make fabrics from these. Like you can make
Really?
fake leather from the agave, from not the agave, the cactus. They do this in Mexico already.
That's crazy.
Yes, or the agave, I think it was like a silk style fabric. So that could be things
That's
where you.
shocking. That
Yeah,
you
I
tell
know,
me.
and they grow here like.
Let's go to the aloe vera plant and ask them if they can create some garments for you.
I mean, that could be something,
That's
and then
crazy.
that's the
Because
unique
you have to have
touch.
a novelty touch. You have to
Yes.
have something that is so unique to you
Yeah.
or to Aruba or to a Caribbean that just explodes. You know what?
Ideas.
Ideas coming flowing. But yeah, we're gonna track your movement. We're gonna
Cool.
track your progress. Next time I want to do a show. Maybe you can present some clothes. I'll get my girls to be models.
Yeah, I love that.
And yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I applied for the Aruba Art Fair. It's going to be in
Okay.
September. I still didn't get an answer, but maybe they see this and they're going to be like, yes, we need her. But the theme this year is justice, which is exactly what the sustainable fashion movement tries to do. Like organizations that like Remake, they want climate justice and they want justice for the people that make our clothes. The stories that nobody knows about and what conditions they work on. They want justice for them.
Wow.
So I'm like, hey, I totally fit in the theme of this year.
Right.
So
But
let's
it's a
see.
lot of education because people are kind of close to this.
Yes,
It's been
yes.
forever.
It's been forever.
They're trying to open this up and they don't care.
No,
Seems like people don't care.
no, that's true.
So sad.
But it's it's a reassessment of your values. Like, hey, what are your values? What kind of future you at one point we have to think about these things because it's the planet.
Yeah.
How will it survive? It
Yeah.
cannot survive.
There's a lot
this.
of pollution because of those
Yes.
plastic
Yes,
clothes. as you
clothing.
said.
It takes like 500 years before
It's
these clothing decomposes.
That's
Can you
crazy.
imagine?
And I heard about shirts and garments that we shouldn't even wear that doesn't let our body breathe.
Yes, there's also that. So I think it's the lack of awareness, the lack of education that makes that people don't, they don't make the right decisions or they don't care. We think they don't care. It's just they don't know.
Yeah,
They don't know.
Okay, so just before we wrap up, I want you to give, maybe if you can, the audience some tips on how to find good clothes. What are you looking for when you're getting a secondhand? Would you buy a polyester shirt? Would you look for cotton? Come on, give us some tips.
Yeah.
Give us some tips.
Okay, I can give a lot of tips, but let's try to make it
The
specific
rest
for
of the
the
tips,
island.
you can reach out to Nora directly. But go.
Yes, specific for the island. Like I said, it's here. It's difficult because we don't have sustainable fashion brands here.
Right.
You can order online, where you then find that it's ethically made. It's made with care for the planet. But then you have to order it online, and it can get expensive.
Right.
But with that in mind, what you can do if you go to a Mango or you go to Zara and you look for things, you don't just shop like crazy. You shop consciously. You think,
And
hey,
the ticket?
the ticket?
You're looking at the ticket. What is it
Yeah.
made of? 100%
Yes, you're looking-
cotton,
yes, of
polyester,
course,
no
yes.
this, no that.
But you also like, okay, am I going to wear this a lot? Is this something I need?
Oh,
These are
okay.
the questions that you ask while you go shopping. Is this something I need? If not, you put it away. like this. And is
reusable,
is
multi-layer
so
times.
yeah, for example. But also, is it so, yeah, are you going to wear it? The quality, is it
Yes.
something that will last a couple of years? Because nowadays you have things
Yeah,
after a year, it's done.
that's it. There's no
So
more quality in clothes
no,
anymore.
no, that's sad. That's really sad. And these are the things that actually should change. No,
Yes.
what they're fighting
No
for.
hemp clothes on the island, right? I heard they make clothes out of hemp.
Yes, and this is a very sustainable
Very
thing
sustainable.
to do. More than cotton, because cotton also has its problems with slavery and things like that. So that's why we have the difference between normal cotton and organic cotton, that it's not treated with chemicals, but also that the people that picked the cotton
Yes.
are treated ethically.
Yes.
But these are not things that we really have on the island. And Zara and Mango, for example, they have their sustainable line, but I do like this because it's not real. A fast fashion company that operates as fast
More of a
fashion.
branding thing.
Yeah, we call it greenwashing.
Yeah.
They pretend to be green because people are interested in that. They pretend to be green, but their operations is nothing green or ethical about
We
it.
have no problem with Zara and Mango. I think we're aiming it for every commercial
Yes, of
clothes
course.
company.
Yes.
And you know what? I think this is actually one of your value propositions. Being somebody that cares about it, that wants to educate people about
Yes,
it,
yeah.
and also following it with your own clothes and your own fashion.
Mm-hmm.
This is your value proposition.
Yeah.
There are the big commercials, but there are
Yes.
better.
I don't say, don't shop at these stores anymore. There was a call at one point, quite
to
radical.
ban them.
Stop shopping
right.
from
It's not gonna work. It's
it
never gonna
doesn't
work,
work. It
yeah.
doesn't work. But you
We
can.
are consumers.
Yes, we are consumers, but you can be conscious about what you consume. You can still go buy a shirt from Zara, or and then, but then be like, okay, the quality. Am I going to wear it? Ask yourself these questions before you just buy.
Okay, well, we might see Nora brand soon enough.
Maybe.
I love it. Get somebody, and if you're talking about the Caribbean and what fits Aruba, maybe they should go with no clothes at all. It's a sunny island. Everybody here should go barefoot.
I don't know if my
drown
eyes can
themselves.
handle that. No offense.
No offense. No offense. Don't take it. Or wear a pistachio for a shirt. I don't know. Do something. But
something creative. Yeah.
I love this. I want to go and listen to your music for sure. We want to go and shop and maybe shop with you in a bit of a thrifty.
Yeah, that
kind
would
of a
be nice.
day.
I think that is also something that I can do is because a lot of people walk into a thrift shop and it can be overwhelming.
Yeah,
because
but that's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
But not everybody loves it. I remember the first time I took my mom after 10 minutes was like, "Can we go home?" And I was like with my arms full of
gotcha.
clothing, like, "Ma, I just started here."
She couldn't find anything.
She couldn't find any. She didn't
Right.
have the patience. But I do. I walk in, I know what I want, and then I look specifically for that.
If
No,
I
that's
go
the
into
key.
a thrift store, I'm telling you, I'm just closing my eyes and just going through it because I know some clothes are just going to call me.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
yeah.
even look for them. They're going to call
Yeah,
me.
that's true.
Finding Nora online. Nora, do you have a social? Do you have anything?
At
Do
the
people
moment,
reach
not.
out?
Just my personal stuff.
Okay.
Nora Gottfried is on Instagram and on Facebook also. But I'm working on, building a brand. It's in the process.
And we are building a network here on the island with podcasting and with influencers and everybody that has a passion or a brand. We want to jam with them. So Nora is a part of our network right now. And reach out to us when you have any other good news.
Yeah, we'll do.
Words to finish. Anything that comes to mind?
No, words to finish. Yeah, I think
In a good note.
in a good note.
positive
Yeah.
note.
When you have a passion,
Yeah.
don't worry about how anything is going to manifest. Don't worry about that. Just keep the faith. I think that's it. Keep the faith.
Yeah. I'm going to support that. Just saying sometimes you don't have to know how it works. You just have to know what you want to work.
Exactly.
So have that clear intention in your head and let the universe work its magic.
Yes, exactly.
Nora, we want to say thank you for coming to EEZEE Podcast Studio.
Thank you for having me. I love it.
And you're natural.
Oh, thank
It
you.
was so flowing. And looking forward to see you again.
Yes.
Thank
Same
you.
here.
Guys,
Thank you.
coming back with another gem soon enough.